So first,
absolutely.
And I was like,
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also a podcast. And we're back at a morning episode. I just chugged my smoothie. Meredith has her
flavor?
coffee. I make my own smoothie. So I do like banana, blueberry, strawberry, spinach, almond butter, or like not almond butter. Yeah, almond butter.
Yeah, almond butter.
And yogurt.
Nice.
Yeah. So I do that, but I usually wait till like 9 a.m. to like not disturb anyone because as I've talked about, my neighbor turns on his music at fucking, oh my God, this week, let me tell you, 6 a.m. 6 a.m.
I don't even know what I would do.
If he wasn't so creepy, I would have said something. But this opens the door.
You're between a rock and a hard place of like opening up the literal and metaphorical door to this person.
Yeah. I wish he was an actual stalker so he could listen to my podcast and hear me bitch about it. But he's not that big a stalker yet because he doesn't know because I've only had like 4 conversations with him and he's a fucking freak. Anyway.
Do not let that slip.
I know. I'm going to get murdered. This is exactly what they tell you not to do on true crime.
No, we would know quickly because like we put out 2 episodes a week.
That's true. If I never responded, Meredith knows call the police.
Yeah.
Well, call someone. I don't know.
I'll run through a list. I'll get there.
Yeah. Just everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get into this episode, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description, and please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Okay, Meredith, do you have a small celebration for me?
I do. I got a call this week asking if I wanted Cubs tickets.
Ooh.
I'm a Cardinals fan, but I'll go to any baseball game. You know, I love baseball. All-inclusive Cubs tickets.
Ooh, what does that mean?
Like all you can eat, all you can drink.
Ooh. Were you in a box or a suite, or was it just
No, it was one of the clubs down the like third base line.
Okay, but still.
I know. I went last year with my parents because my mom gets these tickets, and this is why I love being the only kid that like lives outside of my parents' city is, you know, in St. Louis. My parents get all that stuff. They're not like passing it off to my sister or my brother. But my mom has like work people here in Chicago. So I either get to benefit by going with her or I get them outright, and I got them outright this time.
Ooh, suck on that, mom and dad. Look at her.
Loved it. I was like, wow. Yes. I was like, let me make sure I can bring people because that's rude to like take that nice of tickets and not have anybody to go. And my one guy friend is a diehard Cubs fan, so I was like, okay, you deserve this.
Okay, did they win? Who did they play?
They did. They actually did. And whenever I have nice seats, I will kind of root for the Cubs because like it's the vibe.
They gave you,
They were down 6-1 and then came back to win it all in the bottom of the 9th. And it was a fun game.
Who were they playing? The Mets? That sounds like something the Mets would do.
They were playing the A's. The used to be Oakland A's, presently in Sacramento, will be in Las Vegas next year.
Yeah. Good times. Wow. How fun.
Yeah. The best. What are you celebrating this week?
Okay, I'm celebrating my friend. I'll shout her out, but she won't listen because she only listens to specific episodes. Morgan. I updated Morgan on all the Summer House drama that was happening like a while ago. We went to a PWHL game together and she was like, what's new? And I was like, funny you should ask. This is what's happening in my life. And I told her all about Sierra Amanda because I was like, Carl's a mess. Like, I had to tell her everything.
Yeah.
And so she got into the drama, but she doesn't watch the show. And she's like, I'm not going to start from any And I was like, no, that's fair. She watched Martha's Vineyard in her defense on my recommendation. So, like,
nice.
She's happy.
She knows the Summer House vibes.
She gets an idea. Yeah. So she listened to our podcast for the reunion just to know, like, what's going on. And she messaged me and said that you have me honestly dead. And I didn't know what this meant at first. So I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you are the funniest I've ever known you on your podcast. And that's kind of rude because I see her at least once a week. But like,
yeah, but when we have uninterrupted time, I do feel like I'm at my best on this podcast because I don't have to explain anything to you. Like we just hit the ground running.
And she goes, you yelling uninterrupted for like 35 seconds is the funniest thing. And then she sent another thing and said, thank God for your co-host who lets you have a little meltdown every now and again. And I said, thank you so much. I always feel like those are going to get me a lot of hate because I just can't control my anger. And also, I am probably the least likable one on this podcast. And she goes, well, to me, you could be the most likable. So
I have a fan.
I have a fan.
Celebrating, Alicia has a fan.
And she loves my 35-second rant.
And you're funny.
And I'm funny, that's awesome.
Everything. Because you can hate me,
her up.
But you have to admit I'm funny.
Yeah. She also, like, I talked to her then on a FaceTime call, and she was saying that she was like, in person, you never get like that angry because there's like nothing to be like, we're not getting in fights. She goes, so it's funny to hear you like bitch out Amanda on your podcast. And I was like, thank you so much. I'm hilarious.
That's true. These people do take me to a different place.
What a win. I'm kind of funny. I'll take it. Funny. I'll take it. Okay. Should we get into news?
Yes. I've got a lot.
Ooh, okay. I only have a little, but you start.
Okay. Speaking of winning, Heated Rivalry crushed the Canadian Screen Awards, I believe, winning 16. Everything, I know for sure everything they were nominated for, they took home.
I mean, did we doubt?
No, but it was just awesome to watch. Like, they're amazing.
I love them so much. And this is why shows with, like, unknown actors, with people who really care.
And a point of view.
Yeah, in Canada specifically, that's the most important place at this point. And I'm just saying that because that's probably the most free place I could escape to, and I'm trying.
So totally get that. Also, it makes me think about when you found out that Wicked was split into part 2, or 2 parts for the movie, and you were worried you were going to die before you got to see part 2. I feel that way about season 2 now. I'm same. It's so far away. What if something happens? I'm like, come on.
Same. You know what would be even worse than dying would be like if I was in a coma and I couldn't like comprehend, but it was coming out. Just murder me.
It's that I was in a coma and I could hear people talking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
but like, if I watched it, I wouldn't have gathered anything, so it didn't matter. Yes. But I know what's happening, which is like
that
hurting
me. It's like you're conscious in your brain but unconscious to everybody else, that you can hear snippets and you can hear that other people are enjoying it and you cannot. That would ruin me.
Honestly, the most fear that I think is relevant is that this stupid country we live in will somehow take away Canadian TV, and then I'll have to riot.
Okay, but we're a capitalist society, and HBO would never let that happen.
I mean, I hope, but we're going to war and shit. Who knows what's going to happen? I
just fear that they would have to censor it like other countries do with some movies, and they would like censor the sex scenes. That's my word, is we get an alternate version.
Dare take away my men and their butts.
I know.
But we have to think positively. They would never let that happen. The US has crazy shit always on our TV anyway. They're not going to censor. Yeah. Trump will die eventually, and then we don't have to fear in that.
And, like, we are privileged and can go fly to a country to go watch this.
Oh, first ticket out. The first ticket out I'm booking to go watch it from literally anywhere. Anywhere I can get it.
Tell me the destination.
I'll buy Crave if I end up in Canada. If my HBO won't work for some reason, I'll buy Crave. Think again.
I will host cottage weekends to ensure my family and friends can come see what I deem my Bible now. Like, what serves me.
I'm spending a month, and then bet your ass I'll screen record it and take it home for myself.
There we go. Contraband coming in.
I will put the VHS tape right in and press record like I used to in the early 2000s.
That is how we would have to smuggle it in, because you know that they do not have VHS players at the border.
They would be like, what is this? And I'd be like, don't worry, it's a sex tape. Don't worry about it.
We go to every Goodwill at the border before we cross. We destroy every VHS player. Yeah. And then we cross, record it, come back.
I feel like we wouldn't get flagged for it because they'd be like, what do they have on a VHS? I'll tell you, gay sex. I told you it was a sex tape. I wasn't lying.
Soft gay porn.
It's just not mine. Okay, love. Support for the Canadian actors and all their wins and
Hell yeah.
Heated Rivalry. Hell yeah. What else you got?
Did you see that Jordan from Dad Talk facetuned his face so crazy?
I did.
Oh my God, this man is so embarrassing.
He's so ugly. I get why you did it.
No, I do. I like forgot what he looks like because I'm just so used to like seeing, I guess, shit he puts out.
I hate him, and I get why
but
he
I love this for him.
Yeah, I love that he got caught.
Yeah.
I love that now he has to deal with this. I love that now the world knows how ugly he really is, because I think we forgot for a little bit.
Yep.
And yeah, I support whatever.
And it's the Food Network that took him down.
Which is awesome, because no one watches the Food Network.
Nobody was going to watch that until he facetuned. Nobody was going to look at that press photo until he facetuned it and changed it.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I do sometimes watch the Food Network, and even I, like, don't watch... You don't pay that close attention on the Food Network.
No.
But, like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And also, get him off the Food Network. That's why he got signed, because no one's watching the Food Network. Okay?
That's the thing is, that man is so desperate for anything. He's trying to hold on to any fame he has, and it's so funny whenever I see people circulate his cameos, and he's like, leader of Dad Talk. And I was like, that wasn't a thing when you were on TV and in a relationship with this woman. It really isn't a thing now.
Men are exhausting. I'm tired. When will these Mormons get off my screen? Respectively, I'm tired of all of them.
Yeah, and I think it's soon, because I've heard that season 5 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is going to be like 6 episodes. It's like they're just going to put out whatever footage they have and leave it alone.
Give me my comfort Republican Whitney and my 2 liberals, Miranda and Layla. And I understand the rest are drama, but I'm tired. I shouldn't be exhausted from watching your drama. You know how we say the valley is dark? Like, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is dark. And so it's exhausting to watch. Whatever happened to... Like even some Housewives episodes are dark, but the whole is usually pretty light.
I agree.
But
what's hard with the Valley, dark, but I don't hear or see from those people and their darkness until the show is airing. So it's like 3 months of darkness, and I move on. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, every single fucking day there's something. Taylor Frankie Paul is still crashing out on the internet presently.
It's like dark. It's just like, stop. And also, not to be like this person, but like, we all need to really think about our digital footprints, okay? Like, in the event, the horrible event that I have children, mostly because I don't think I want them. And they
event that I have children.
God forbid, I put out a crazy digital footprint and then they have to like see it. If my mother...
It's crazy because both of those shows, those people already have kids. They're doing this knowing.
I know, but like...
for you, it's a potential would a kid see this. Their kids will see this.
No, I think about that all the time. Like, if my mom was crashing out on the internet, I would have to... I don't know.
I'm embarrassed that my dad posts blog posts like their news on Facebook, and I'm not even on Facebook. Like, that's such a stereotypical parent thing to do. I can't imagine if my dad was caught in a video throwing a chair at me.
Yeah, no, you know what? I used to think my dad was lame for not believing in social media because the government was going to like get all your info and whatever. But like, also, I'm so happy because I don't have to worry about him. He has email. You can only do so much over email.
Zoomed in photos too far. Like, that's gross that you would put that photo up of anybody, anything. And that's my worry, is that man posts too many black and white photos instead of
imagine
thank God.
Like, day in and day out you had to be like, I wonder if my mom is gonna
comment
cause more drama on the internet. I wonder if my mom's gonna be caught in another internet scandal. My mom has no business on the internet, okay? She can't work Google Docs. If you can't work Google Docs, you shouldn't be on the internet. But everyone should just think about our digital footprints, like a little bit.
Yeah, it's weird because our generation was told that growing up. Is like, this will never go away.
You shouldn't post in red Solo cups. I was that. That's how intense I was.
To the point where I kind of still put down drinks or put them behind someone's back. Like
I think about it all the time.
I don't think there's a lot of photos on the internet of me with a drink in my hand.
Same. Same. And if there is, that's incredible. How'd you guys get those? I swear. I also like we grew up with like technology, and like, yeah, we took pictures and stuff, but we didn't have like the technology to like always be on our phones most of the time, because we didn't have internet, and or like I wasn't always asking my friends for the Wi-Fi password. You know what I mean? And we didn't have anywhere to post it.
But most phones couldn't hook up to the internet until the modern smartphone.
Yeah, but like, okay, I was in high school in like 2009 to 2013. So we had iPhones, we had internet if we needed it. But like, also, where was I posting the shit? On Facebook? My parents were on there. I was going to post shit. And then Instagram, you only posted like one pic. So we weren't like really putting our shit out there. But we were also
the next morning after the party was over, telling people that I was there, but like I didn't have to tell people I was presently there.
Yeah. And then like, we were told, like, don't send nudes because those will get around, which one girl it did at my high school, and to this day, I cannot send nudes. I always think of her. And I know that's so lame of me because everyone has nudes.
I was just talking about nudes with my friends.
No, it is so lame of me. Everyone has nudes. I get it. When my friends are like, he wants me to send him nudes, I'm like, do it, girl. But me, myself, and I cannot. I think about this one girl in 8th grade. I always tell people,
I'm like, leave your face out of it.
No, this one girl in 8th grade she sent nudes.
8th grade?
Yes. She sent nudes, and this guy sent them around the entire school, and all anyone did was body shame her and make fun of her, but she was hot. So I was like, how is this bitch getting bullied? Imagine if I took, like, my life would be destroyed.
God, and we just, like, hated women.
No, I know. So I felt really bad for her, but I was also like, I can never send nude. Obviously. This day I think about that. Like,
I've only sent him once, and I was in a long distance situationship.
No.
But those literally never made it out on either side. I know that for a fact.
Even one of my like boyfriends over Snapchat one time was like, just send me a boob pic. And I was like, never. I was like,
okay, no. That would scare me because that's in Snapchat's system. Like, they own that photo at that point. And that's what would freak me out.
Steve Jobs' company have your nudes.
That's true. There's no way Facebook wasn't scraping my entire phone for anything that was on it.
I gotta be honest. I don't know how we got here. I had a point. I can't bring it around town.
Oh,
anyway,
we're talking about
digital footprints.
All crashing out on the internet, and that your kids have to see that one day.
Okay, yes. So today, I think we've lost the idea that like your digital footprint is still like always out there. It's like kind of wild.
Yeah.
And what you choose to put out there, you have to stand by, which is why I always say whatever I say on here, I'm going to stand 10 toes behind, and maybe I'll apologize. If I get caught like spreading misinformation about my own cousin, I'll take the heat for that. But like,
you will apologize when you're incorrect, but not for having an opinion on something.
No, and also I'm not out here like trying to cause... I'm not being petty. I'm not subtweeting people on my TikToks. I don't know what else you would call it.
That.
I used to subtweet people on Twitter, but that since has died for me. But you get my point. That's my point. Be careful what you put online.
Wait,
to this day.
Speaking of online, we have to talk about Peter and his AI girlfriend again because they posted another photo. Okay, that's what people are assuming. There is no actual words that are saying we are having a baby. They are literally...
They said we're so excited.
Yes, they keep saying that, and then they'll put something that's like blue and pink up there. But the problem is, it's not just his girlfriend that's AI now. Like, the background was AI. That, like, TV thing was AI. I'm like, stop using AI, Peter. I'm so pissed at you.
I saw I'm disappointed. I saw other pictures of this woman.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think she's AI.
Okay. She is a real person. The person is real. However, they either stand so weird in it that it looks like it's AI generated.
Or they AI their photos together.
Of a real person. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. Well, I took it as they're having a baby. Obviously, I was confused because they never said it. But I said, if you're going to post this, I'm going to spread the rumor that you're having a baby. But
that's
also spread the rumor. The spread the rumor is so loose because you are the only person I have talked to about this, and I didn't even bring it up. It's not even in my list of notes.
It's pissing me off. This isn't the first time that they've done this. They literally did something like that of like alluding that they were going to announce they were pregnant or something. And that was Alicia like 6 months ago. They are not pregnant. They are not pregnant.
Tell me you're irrelevant without telling me you're irrelevant. Like, you have to clickbait that hard. It's just pathetic.
Yourself.
It's like literally pathetic at this point. I don't know why we're giving this man.
It pisses me off every time. Because I read the comments and I'm like, guys, get a grip. This isn't happening.
I love the people commenting. I couldn't even be arsed. The very British of me. I couldn't even be arsed. I can
be. Because I want to, whatever the reverse of spreading a rumor is, I'm doing that. Because I'm tired that they're spreading their own rumors. And I'm like, it's not happening. That's so weird of you.
Speak on it, girl. Do what you need to do.
It pisses me off every time I see him in this AI girl.
Sure. Yeah, I honestly, this is how irrelevant Peter is. I used to have the biggest crush on him.
Yes, you did.
I couldn't care. If he died tomorrow, I would be like, well,
I think you
R.I.P.,
go, oh, no,
you know?
And that's it.
R.I.P. Yeah, aw, Peter. But, like, I'm not losing sleep over this man. That is how irrelevant
he has become. When it pops up
become.
on my newsfeed, I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah. Did I see that? And I went, I don't even know anymore. I don't even care anymore. That's how you get these people, Meredith. I don't even care anymore.
It's nails on a chalkboard to me every time I see it. So it just, like, irks me.
Can we stick in Bravo?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see Amanda spit in Wes's mouth?
What is with them?
Disgusting. First of all, we're in Rome. Eat your pizza, not your partner's spit. Second of all, why are you spitting in public? What you choose to do in your own home.
They're rage baiting. They want to be talked about. They know they're being followed. They know everything's being recorded. They did that on purpose. Same with, did you see Katie DeLuca's Instagram story?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Which, Katie DeLuca, I think you want to rebrand. I would think.
I don't think she does. This is the most people have ever known about her, and she's probably hyped.
But also, the fact, this is what, I did a deep dive on Katie DeLuca today. Mostly because I was like, I have to know more. There is, as I'm thinking about it, I do love the idea of Danielle and Amanda having a mutual friend because they hate each other. That to me is funny. However, the fact that someone, it could be anyone, but it is Katie DeLuca, would be friends with both Amanda and Danielle, who are both famously not great friends, and then like bring them around each other speaks volumes. Because if, from what I know, Katie DeLuca and Amanda, besties for a long time.
Since third grade.
Okay, great. If I'm Amanda and my best friend becomes friends and has my mortal enemy in her wedding party. Okay, but that's not
how it went down. Is like,
how did it go down?
Amanda and Danielle beefed after Danielle and Katie became friends. Because Katie met Danielle through Amanda in like the Summer House group. And then they clearly got close. And then that fight that I told you about a few like weeks ago or something was over, like, I think Danielle being in Katie's wedding, and Amanda, it seems like, felt like her Katie DeLuca friendship territory was being encroached upon. Like, that's my best friend since I was in third grade. Who do you think you are?
She should be more mad at Katie DeLuca if she's really mad. But, like, the fact that Katie DeLuca is able to have friends that feud like that, it tells me something else.
In the same world, too. Because, like, if your, like, college friend and your, like, hometown friend don't get along, they're not, like, really in the same world. These are your New York friends, and now you're on a show with them.
Yeah, that tells me something else about Katie DeLuca that I can't really put my finger on, because I know I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be like, I want to
be able to have those two friends hang out. Like, I would be like, I would do what Paige did with Hannah and Amanda. Is like, I can be friends with each of you individually. We are not a trio. We are not hanging out. Like, Hannah was nowhere near the Bravo world anymore.
Yes, but if Paige would have gotten married in the time when she was friends with Amanda, because I don't know if she is anymore.
Yeah.
Hannah and Amanda would have had to be in the bridal party.
Which I think she told them, like, this is not going to be a thing. Like, if you can't handle being bridesmaids together, then, like, see your way out.
So, I get it. I get it. You have two friends beefing. That's rough. But Katie DeLuca, I don't know. I feel like my best friend from third grade, even if I made friends with someone else, I don't know. I can't put my finger on if I like or dislike Katie DeLuca yet.
This is my early take, willing to be like told I'm wrong about this. I feel like she has to be similar to Amanda, where she's getting off on this type of attention. But the Amanda, like, sidebar attention being, like, her only friend, and now she's, like, breadcrumbing the internet, too, about the Amanda beef. But then also, like, I think she probably really likes that Danielle and Amanda beef over her. It's like, very, like, pick-me friend vibes.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, but I can't get a read on Katie DeLuca. However, I can get a read on Amanda and Wes. And when I saw that glob of spit shoot from Amanda's mouth right into Wes, I've never seen anything grosser. Have some decorum. We're in public.
I agree, because
in a foreign country, mind you, that already hates America. No, at first I thought she was spitting food in his mouth because that glob was big. I saw
Alicia?
It. Sorry.
I'm, like, so sensitive to food stuff. I'm an easy throw-upper.
It was disgusting. And then I was texting one of my friends because she got a Google notification about Google News.
God.
Let me find it and read it. It said, and I quote, Amanda Batula seen spitting into Wes Wilson's mouth in Italy. And she just goes, excuse me?
Talk about a digital footprint. Like, this is things I don't want on the internet.
And I was like, oh my God, I saw it. It's disgusting. And she didn't want to see it. I was like, just watch it. And then we started talking about it. And I was like, maybe I'm out of the game, but do couples do this sort of shit? And she's married. And she goes, my husband wouldn't have a head attached to his body if he did this to me.
Because I immediately thought of Sam from Summer House and Corey. Like, they love spitting in each other's mouth. But, like, that's
in a hot way.
Sexual way.
Yeah.
It's like they're making out.
Yes, in what you choose to do in your four walls with a surveillance camera is up to you, you know? And I get, in a way, listen, I'm not one to get spit in my mouth, but I see where it could be hot. I understand the idea.
In the right setting. Not at a pizza restaurant in Rome.
What the fuck are we? And it's not even like, at least Sam and, what was his name? Corey. I feel like it was always like, this is so gross. But one was always like higher up in length than the other. This was direct across. Like she shot a loogie at
Yes. It was the least sexual thing I've ever seen in my life. They give me brother-sister energy in that.
This is the single most terrible thing that's ever happened to me, and I wasn't even in the country that it happened. Oh, I'm sweating. That is too good.
I can't wait to get to know Katie DeLuca in this city, though, and make a real judgment about that bitch. Like, can't wait.
Oh my God. Someone at the reunion we need to do a poll. Would you spit across a table would you hack a loogie into your partner's mouth? It's so gross. Sorry, I am fascinated by this.
I'm not.
So crazy.
I hate it so much. I hate them. But I'm glad they're fucking back from Italy. I do find it weird that everybody was literally posting their every move. Like, I don't care what town they're in Italy. I don't need to know that.
Yeah, she's hard to miss with the bun, though.
Her fuck-ass bun and those stripes. She is hard to miss.
Fuck-ass bun, dude.
Did you see that the first tropical storm of the year was named Amanda?
Yeah, hilarious. Must be a Bravo girl. Naming storms. How can I get that job? You know?
Somebody was like, it'll fall apart as soon as it needs to do anything big. Don't worry. This one's not to be worried about.
I'm not scared of anything called Amanda.
No.
From what I've seen, they're nothing. They are... Yeah. Actually, I was talking to one of my friends about this, and she was like... I felt a little bad when Sierra said the weak and mute comment. Like, she was like, I just feel like that was a little mean. And I go, I feel like it wasn't mean enough. I feel like
100%.
We could have been meaner. And I don't know why we're not.
Because also she said it calmly. Like, God forbid I tell you the truth in a polite manner.
I think that's the meanest part, which is hilarious. It doesn't matter. We have
the deepest. But, like, me screaming at you, okay, yeah, that's mean. I can feel that back.
We have a whole podcast where we discuss this somewhere else.
Very true.
Okay, do you have any more news? I have one more piece.
I have one more, but you go first.
Okay, the book community is enraged. Okay, let me tell you.
Oh, I heard about this.
This one girl, I think her name's Alicia. I don't know because I don't follow her because I'm very specific about my BookTokers.
Mm-hmm.
She has trademarked the term hot girls read. And she's now asking other people who have hot girls read merch to take it down because this is her new trademark, in which this has angered the community because, first of all, books are supposed to be for all. It's supposed to be inclusive. We shouldn't be trademarking really basic hot girls do anything,
phrases.
Okay? Like, hot girls read, I joined a club, hot girls for Zoran. Like, literally everything exists. And so she wants to be the sole creator of hot girls read merch, to which the book community said no. And so to be funny, they trademarked her name, Alico.
Shut up.
Yeah, because she didn't trademark that shit. And no one's going to buy her merch. I just think it's ridiculous.
I've already seen that somebody put in a opposition. I don't know, like, what trademark laws or things, like, systems are. But somebody submitted, like, an opposition. I think they, like, you hold it open for, like, 30 days for people to say, like, you can't trademark that. Whether it's a generic term or somebody already owns the trademark, whatever. So, like, people are already fighting it. And I don't think she's going to get accepted.
Yeah, hot girls read. Everyone says that. Everyone has merch that says that.
Everybody's already using it. She's not the one, again,
that
this is a generic term. That is like, so if other people have already been using it, I don't know if you can trademark something that people already have a right over. I don't know how it works, though.
I don't either, but I think that's crazy. Like, the book community, it should be about inclusivity and about everyone getting access, and like, we should support people. Why do you have to, like, I get making money off of it, but why do you have to trademark like something that's not original that you just like want?
Like, make your merch, go off, but like, you don't need to tell people to stop making their merch. And that's what like filing the trademark is for, is to be able to legally enforce other people not using that language. Mm-hmm. And that's crazy to come in here and be like, actually, this phrase is mine, get out.
It's like trademarking live, laugh, love. Like, it's just, what the fuck are we doing? Let all the 50-year-old suburban moms have live, laugh, love.
Have their fucking signs. They need Jesus 72 Christ. To choose from. Don't, like, let's keep the market diverse for the live, laugh, love signs. Let's keep the market diverse for the hot girls read.
Come on. Anyway, yeah, that was my last piece of news. What's your last piece of news?
Did you see Andy Cohen hard launched his boyfriend?
Yeah. So happy. In Gay Pride Month. Oh, I love that. June is just the best month. I forget that straight people exist. Even though I am one, I forget all about them. And this is gay. This is a gay month. Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy
the best
Pride.
Time of the year. Better than Christmas and New Year's combined. It's Gay Pride.
Agreed.
And I love the people. You know, it's even funny. You know what? Because those straight people, they sit around and they go, why don't we have a straight people month or a straight Pride month?
A nuclear family month.
That makes it even funnier. That makes Gay Pride even better. Because you look like you're giving us, we don't even have to try that hard to make fun. You're giving it to us. We are just laughing at you. It brings so much joy to me.
That's the thing, is like, Pride is full of joy, and like, that's what is fun about it. Like, I love going on Threads specifically every day and people touting their beautiful gay relationships, how they're gonna come out to their family even though they're like already out with like close friends or anything. Like, it just is joyous news happening all the time because people are like, oh, why not share it this month? It's not, I think sometimes with our like accomplishments and happy moments, it's like, oh, why should I say this? But this gives a spotlight to be like, no, why not this month? Let me hear it.
I love it. Happy June to all. And also, this has nothing to do with Gay Pride, but I forgot about it and I need to put in here, the New York Knicks might win the basketball prize.
The MNBA.
The basketball thing they do. Their rec league. The New York Knicks are going to win the rec league of New York. Of America, I think.
Of America. Well, one Canadian team's in there, too.
I don't think anymore. Are they?
No, not in the finals, but like in the entire league. We do include one Canadian Rec League member.
And if that happens, New York will burn, and I will probably burn with it, unfortunately. But I'm mostly here because my mayor and yours, Mr. Zoran Mamdani, big Knicks fan.
Yes,
so we support the mayor. And wouldn't it be crazy if he won the election and then in his first year of term they win? That'd be nuts. 2, I love Timothée Chalamet as a Knicks fan. I think he is so bland 90% of the time. But then the Knicks are winning and that man gets a personality, let me tell you.
Is out there in orange and blue, he might as well paint himself orange.
Timothée Chalamet will light the fire that burns New York to the ground.
True.
He will not be more thrilled. And then we got Ben Stiller. He is thrilled. I also saw an interview with Spike Lee where they were literally giving him like this or that, and that was always the New York Knicks win the championship, and he was giving up everything for the New York Knicks, which I get in a way, because there's a lot I would do to see the Chicago Bears win a Super Bowl. I get that, but also, I don't know. This is a level. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to like be included, even if I'm not like, it wasn't my number one party to go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy to be here. Timothée Chalamet, shout out. The one time a year I like him. Sorry. Okay. What do we do next? SOS.
Books. What are you reading, Alicia?
Oh my
Book club
God.
time.
I did read. I was in Canada. I told everyone I was in Canada and I was reading
and when
My
Alicia
Little Face
travels,
Off.
her favorite activity is sitting with her Kindle, having a drink.
That is correct. Oh my God, I read a book. It was a good summer read. It got me really excited for beach reads.
Ooh.
Emily Henry, funny story.
Yes.
Loved it. Loved
Okay.
it. Like 5 out of 5? 5 out of 5. I loved it.
Okay.
I don't care if people disagree. I could see why people would disagree.
Wait, people don't like it. Why?
Well, people might like it. Maybe like 4-starry.
Okay.
Not me. I loved. It was about... Okay, so it's about this girl. Her name escapes me currently, but it was about this girl.
a girl who exists.
A girl named Daphne.
Okay.
It was from her POV, so she didn't say her name a lot. Her name, Daphne, right? Daphne lives in Michigan with her perfect fiance, rich fiance. Couldn't ask for more fiance. You know what I mean? Like, whatever
it sounds like they have bad sex, though.
You know what? Their sex was not described, but...
Okay.
But
I'm just saying, if you're going to say he's perfect, I already believe you have bad sex.
Think like blonde, beautiful Michigan boy.
Yeah.
Perfect
some boat
family,
shoes, some Sperry's,
boat shoes.
a button up. Mm-hmm.
Buys a big house for her because she's a librarian, so she can't afford as much. And he's like, I work in finance, girl. This house is for you. Let's move back to Michigan, where I'm from, because they were in Richmond, I assume Virginia, but they just kept saying Richmond. Yeah, so they move. Like, lovely, great. He comes back from his bachelorette party, sits her down, and is like, hey, boo, I am in love with my girl best friend. Petra. And this Daphne is
how
like,
dare you be in love with your... Oh, my God.
How dare Peter do that, right?
Peter and Petra. Yeah. What a duo.
Peter and Petra have been best friends since they were kids, but they never dated. It was strictly friends. And even when Daphne came in, Peter was like, don't worry about Petra. But of course, when he has his bachelorette party, it's all the boys and Petra. Yeah. Sorry. It's all the boys and Petra, of course. And at this bachelorette party, at this bachelor party, Petra confesses her love for Peter. And Peter says, me too. And so he comes back and he tells Daphne, me and Petra. And he's like, to be nice, I will go away with Petra for a few weeks so you can like get your shit out of the house. And she's like, out of our house?
To be nice.
I know. Well, she's like, out of our house? And he goes, well, My name's on. I bought the house. So she's like, what the fuck? But then as she's kind of like having a meltdown because she watches Peter and Petra drive off together. Petra's in the driveway.
Peter and Petra.
Petra.
I cannot believe the author named them those two similar names. But keep going.
Oh yes. Okay, so while Daphne is having her freak out, Petra's boyfriend, Miles, shows up and is like, is Petra here? She's like, no, what the fuck? And Miles is like, she just dumped, like, that's crazy. So
these are bad people.
Yeah. So then Daphne is like, I have nowhere to live. How many rooms do you have in your apartment? Because I'm a poor librarian. And Miles is like, you can stay. And Miles even gives her a few months off of rent because we're going through it. Because her wedding has been called off. Miles and Petra were just dating for 3 years. Not that that's any better. But we have a full wedding to cancel. You know what I mean? So they're going through it. You can imagine. Daphne's very upset. She's like, I want to leave Michigan because I moved here for him. Yeah, terrible. And everywhere I go, it reminds me of him. But Miles is like, no. This place is amazing. Let me show you the world. Shining, shimmering, splendid style, you know? And so he takes her around Michigan. And of course, they fall in love as they're looking around Michigan. But also, here's the diabolical part. Before they fall in love, and they're just like kind of roommates and like they're hot. So of course, something's going to happen. But they get mail. And the mail is an invitation to Peter and Petra's wedding.
No,
in a few months.
Diabolical.
Diabolical. But you know, Peter and Petra did that just to be like, you don't have to go, but we're being nice. You know, that kind of shit.
We're the bigger people.
Yeah, and then Peter gives Daphne a little call because Daphne RSVPs yes when she's drunk. She's like, I'm coming to this wedding. And so Peter calls her and is like, you don't have to come. I understand if you're still hurt. And she goes, I'll be there. And he's like, I just wouldn't want you to be there alone. And she goes, I won't. I'm dating Miles. And then she has to go to Miles and be like, I told Peter we were dating. So now we got to date. And he thinks that's hilarious. He's like, I'm in. Anything to drag these two, I'm in. And so, but then when they see Peter and Petra, they have to like look like a couple and kiss and stuff. And so then like the heat starts to build.
Dating trope.
Boop, 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 boop. And of course they like fall in love and they do hang out a lot. They become besties. They have a lot of fun together. Miles is the anti-Peter, which is great. We love that. However, they both have internal shit happening. Like, Daphne has a terrible relationship with her father. Her father left, so she has abandonment issues. And then, like, also, she's, like, trying to make friends in this new town. And her friends are all like, well, you didn't try before because you're always a we person. Like, when it was her and Peter, she'd be like, we're doing this. We do this. We like to go here.
Ooh,
but her friends are like, so as she starts to fall for Miles, she starts to ditch her friends, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, we were so busy. And her friends are like, fuck you, girl. We were here picking your pieces off the ground. And like, you're going to ditch us for a we and not tell us? That's the thing is she doesn't like call and cancel. She just like ditches. So she has to learn the hard way, which I think is good. Her friends held her fucking accountable.
And also, I like that being written in a book because there are people who need to hear that message whose friends won't necessarily be able to say it.
Hell yeah. And then Miles, his issues are like he doesn't have a relationship with his mom or dad. His mom is very manipulative and like kind of emotionally abusive. And then his dad like doesn't do anything. So he's just like a bystander. And so Miles obviously doesn't have a great relationship with them. But he like almost in his head can't trust his own feelings because he still is working through like what's right and what's not, and like did I get manipulated or like was I doing the right thing or was I wrong? And he also had a little sister there and he like left at 18 and his little sister was left, so he feels bad for doing that and he's like what's real, you know? So everyone has mental health issues, which is fine, that's real life. So of course as they're dating they run into like an issue where like Peter doesn't pick up Petra when he's supposed to. Sorry, not Petra, Daphne. Oh my god, the names. Not Peter. Jesus Christ.
I was going to say, Miles
was supposed to pick up Daphne. Yeah.
Yes. And doesn't.
So Daphne gets worried that something happened, but when she calls, Miles doesn't answer. And then he texts, he's like, sorry, caught up in something, but she's feeling abandoned. And she's like, how could he do this? And then he doesn't come home for a few days. And then like, who shows up? It's Peter. Peter shows up at her door and is like, knock, knock, knock. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, well, Petra and I broke up. And she's like, congratulations, bro. And he's like, it just wasn't right. She's not for me, but you and I are right. And Daphne's like, we're not
Alicia,
right.
That is not what I thought was going to happen.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's like, I'm here to bring you home. And she's like,
no.
Huh? And he is like, you can't trust Miles. He's like, he's a free spirit, which is true. Peter is very like 9 to 5, gym.
Structured.
No carbs. That kind of guy.
No
Miles
carbs.
is like, let's call off work and have fun. But like Miles does have a job. He's more like free spirited. But
Yeah.
Peter's like, my relationship with Petra didn't work out because she's also a free spirit. And he's like, you and me, Daphne, we're not free spirits. You're a librarian. I'm like, 9 to 5.
Let me save you from like the heartbreak I just went through. Like, we are right for each other because we're both so similar.
Exactly.
Peter,
and
get the fuck out of here.
And he's also like, and I bet you were wondering where Miles has been. Well, a few days ago, and Daphne puts the pieces together of like when Miles was supposed to pick her up, he couldn't come because he was grabbing Petra after I broke up with her. So he was with Petra. And Daphne is like, what the fuck, dude? And then he didn't come home. So Daphne is like, he's sleeping with Petra. You know, like,
they're back together.
We all fall apart.
Oh my God, Alicia,
but then,
this book's good.
I know. Miles tries to like talk to her and is like, he like picks her up after work one day and is like, hey, do you want to ride? And he tries talking to her and she's kind of like, well, she's like, where were you? And he's like, I was busy. And she's like, no, where were you? All those days ago. And he's like, I was with Petra. And that's all he kind of says, which I was like, Miles, just say more, you know? But yeah, he's basically like, I was with Petra. And she's like, you know what? I shouldn't have had expectations for this. We're not supposed to be anything. This is crazy. You abandoned me once. You're going to leave me again. I should listen to people's actions. Like, this is nuts. And so she like leaves. And he's like, you won't even let me explain. She's like, I don't have to because you're not forthcoming with the information. So like, I have to go.
Yeah. It's like, you're only going to tell me because I say I'm going to leave now. And you should have just been forthright with it.
And he was like, no, but I love you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And she's like, you don't love me, even though this was the first time he said it. And I was sitting there like, let him speak. But also I get it.
But also you don't get to drop an I love you in the middle of a fight. I don't like when people do that.
I agree. And so he like drives away and she's like very sad. And then she starts like building. She's like, you know what? I do actually like this area of Michigan. I'm going to build a life for myself. I'm going to get my own apartment. I'm going to become an I. Like, I'm going to be me kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
She works with her friends. She's doing all this shit. She has a readathon at the library that she's hosting. That's great. Whatever. But she's very sad about Miles. And from what she can tell, Miles and Petra are like not hanging out. So she's like kind of confused. But she's like, I don't even care. And so she, at the readathon, a bunch of her librarian friends get sick with the stomach virus. I don't know. So then they need volunteers. And of course, someone goes to get Miles and is like, you have to volunteer. So Miles does, and he's there, and Daphne's like, I miss him, and her friends are like, you should then talk to him. Like, I understand you were mad in the moment, and walking away was what was best for you, but like, go talk to him now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If like, you miss him that much, there might be a good reason, right? So she goes to talk to Miles, and Miles is like, listen, I got a call from Petra crying, and I did love her at one point. Like, I understand she did something shitty, but I just went to go get her, and I grabbed her shit, and I moved her out, but I didn't stay with her, and why didn't he come home, you might ask? Well, because he was trying to get Daphne's dad to come to her readathon, because Daphne's dad blew into town and then blew off, and Daphne was like very hurt about it. And so he was like, I was trying to get your dad to like come back and talk to you, but I got trapped on like Mackinac Island, so I was fucking trapped there because they don't have cars and the ferry doesn't run, so I had to sleep in this fucking hotel. And she was like, oh, okay.
Oh, they weren't linked. Oh,
she was like, okay. But then he's like, please move back in. And she's like, no, I'm going to get my own apartment. And I think we should date. I think like I need to become an I, and then we can become Daphne and Miles. We don't need to be a we all the time. But it was like very cute. And then they do buy a house together later. So
I like that. I like that ending where she doesn't just like fall back into the old life. That was really well structured.
Agreed. I loved it. The 10 out of 10. And now I'm reading friend of the podcast, Trevor, one of his recommendations that he gave me a long time ago. It's called My Friends.
Okay.
It was when he was on the podcast and he was like, I have a gay book for you, My Friends. And I put it on hold at the library, but I just
finally got it.
Yeah. So I'll be reading that.
During Pride, it was meant to be.
I know. Gay during Pride. That's what we need.
That's the mission.
Okay. Should we talk about watching?
Yes, Alicia, you have watched something. Finally.
I watched Off Campus.
Ooh, ooh. What's crazy is my best friend Allie texted me last night that she was watching it too. So many people have texted me in the last week. Have you watched this? And I'm like, yeah, of course I fucking have. Do you want my real number of how many times I've watched it? Or do you want my sanitized version of what I'm telling people how many times I've watched it?
I love that. Well, let's just, right off the bat,
yep,
it's no heated rivalry. It felt weird watching straight people fall in love during Pride, but
and not
you
even
cannot
that.
compare. You
I'm
cannot
just gonna
compare
say
art
this.
with a TV show.
That is like, I told you, it was a cheesy TV show, and if you go in knowing that, it's enjoyable. But it is no heated rivalry. It is not the art form that is heated rivalry, because Jacob Tierney is a masterful person, director, writer, everything. So, like, I was sad that we don't have that, but all right, I'll get Jacob Tierney in a year if I don't die or go into a coma.
If you're gonna watch it, know that it's it matches like Some I Turn Pretty, A One Tree Hill at some point,
Hall.
Maxton Hall, the OC, Gossip Girl. I will say,
yes,
I do think the episodes started way cringier than where they ended.
I agree.
Whoa, was I sitting here like, ew, 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 ew to everything. It got better. I don't know if they got more comfortable with each other. Also, the amount of times I had to sit here and watch people like awkwardly sing into the camera, I wasn't a fan of. It felt even more, it felt up there like Glee, but Glee is supposed to be cringy.
I understand that. Okay. The book is vastly different than this show.
We'll talk about that. We have so much to discuss on that.
I understand that they needed this like musical thing to be like a string connecting a lot of it together, and that like they use that as a storytelling form. But I agree, because even in One Tree Hill, like the singing was like 0.2% of it, and it was just like one character's like story arc, but the singing became literally something that weaved together the entire show constantly, and I was just like, okay, I don't like how important the singing has become in this.
Can we start there? The book and the TV show, vastly different.
I reread the book and I was like, oh,
that's good, because I can't remember certain shit. But I want to start with the characters. Mm-hmm. Dean, they casted perfectly. I have zero fucking notes on him.
His fiance is the one who read the book and told him he had to be Dean. So shout out to her.
Wow.
Because that would ruin the show for me. If that was my favorite character and I have to watch my fiance make out with all these women.
Did you read all the books?
No, just the first one.
I didn't read the fifth book where they all like have
Tucker's.
happy endings. I don't. No, I read
one.
Tucker's.
I've heard
there's
it's not
4
good.
and then a fifth. No, I'm not reading the fifth. The fact that I barely made it through all 4 is a testament. But okay, so Dean was perfectly cast. Like that, he acted the fuck out of that. Like he was perfectly written. I have 0 notes. Garrett, I think like overall it was fine. In the books, I pictured him a little more douchey and a little less like broody. He was so broody and I get it, he's kind of broody in the books, but only when like his dad comes up. Other than that, he's like a fun, free-spirited hockey guy, right?
Yeah, like he like loves to party, loves to have fun. He was less fratty in the show than he was in the book. Like in the book, he like loves to drink. He still has like rules on his drinking, but he's like always at the parties. He's like always having fun. Whereas in the show, I felt like he was like this like sad emotional boy, because they had to do that whole arc of his like dad being abusive, that it like came up way more in the show than it did the books.
Yeah, I just like that one scene at the party where he's like, oh, everything's so loud and the music is so terrible and I'm going to change it to quiet. I was like, oh my God, he can't have any fun. He's such a boner, dude. Oh, we shouldn't be drinking. We should be focusing on the hockey game. I was like,
that was crazy.
I'm going to lose my mind. Okay. Tucker? No, not Tucker. Do Logan first.
John Logan,
John Logan, perfectly cast. I don't like him in the books. I didn't really like him in the TV show. Point blank, period. No problems there. Perfectly cast for all I can tell. Tucker? You have to be fucking kidding me. Who is... The actor seems lovely. Who's this dweeb playing Tucker? I cannot.
That's the thing. They don't really bring him up much in the first book. He's just like the guy who cooks, like obviously on the hockey team. Like what is his book vibe?
He is, first of all, a tall, I think Dean-esque, like, kind of looks like Dean, like, structure-wise.
Yeah.
Like, body-wise, height-wise, length, like, all of that. But a redhead. That's, like, a big thing, is he's a country redhead. And he does cook, but he doesn't speak. He's kind of like the observer. He gives a few words here and there, but he doesn't really, like, who was this dweeb on my TV that's like, I'm gonna cook the whole Thanksgiving. What are you talking about? Tucker wouldn't even speak. Someone else would be like, in the book, someone else would have been like, are you gonna cook Thanksgiving? And he'd be like, yeah. And that would have been it. Who is this dweeb on my screen?
Which I do think they would have to change him from being a non-talker to a talker, because you can't have a non-talker on a TV show.
No.
But that's interesting. I didn't love the Thanksgiving, like, at the house, the Friendsgiving, like, whole storyline. I just thought it was dumb.
No, that was so stupid. And the other thing is, like, Tucker wasn't at parties being like, don't touch my tomato soup shooter, or whatever the fuck that was. That is so...
Dippables.
That is so crazy to me. And also, spoiler alert, but I don't care because I've already spoiled all these books on this podcast at some point in time. Tucker ends up dating Dean's, like, nemesis, like, school nemesis, Sabrina. Dean and Sabrina hate each other, right? So Tucker has to, like, win Sabrina. Sabrina's a bad bitch. And so Tucker has to be good enough to get a bad bitch and stand up to Dean about it. This guy, that's your pick? That's your Tucker? I don't think so. That's like the worst.
Yeah.
And they still better keep that, because I loved the feud of Dean and Sabrina. I loved it.
It's weird though, because I can't imagine in this show, the show universe, Dean beefing with some girl at school.
It's not like there's any, like, big beefing. It's just like they both are, like, she just, like, I don't know how to explain it, but she'll be like, she's always angry, and, like, she's a little more, like, black catty, and Dean is like a golden retriever. And so they are just in class together. They have the same major, and so they're in, like, every single class together, and so they're always just, like, competing. Like, that's where it comes from. And she'll be like, I got an A+, and he's like, fuck, I only got an A. And she'll be like,
yeah, but I can't see that from this version of him. It's like, him being, like, good at school is not
necessarily, like, good at school. I don't think he ever won the competition, because Sabrina is, like, a brainiac. But, like, he would be like, she would make a comment like, oh, were you out all night partying, and, like, you didn't have to worry about the test? And he'd be like, oh my God, Sabrina, like, we know you have no friends and all you do is study, which is true, because Sabrina's poor, so she has to, like, keep her scholarship, but she's also a bad bitch and very popular. But even when they go out, like, Tucker pointed at Sabrina and was like, who's that? And Dean was like, oh, she's a pain in my ass, that's who that is. And Tucker's like, down to date her then, anything to bother you. And yeah, so it's not like they, like, fully beef. It's just like siblings, where they're always fucking around each other. Yeah. And they always just, like, do little bits at each other. But they secretly are friends, because, like, at the end of the day, like, turns out fine. It's similar to how, like, Allie and Dean kind of start, where they just have this bicker of shit. Yeah. But, like, Tucker's not, this Tucker on the screen is, like, not gonna pull a bad bitch like Sabrina. Anyway, I have more notes about casting. Okay. I think Hannah, I didn't really have a hard opinion on Hannah either way. I think the actress did great. I don't really know compared to the books. It seems fine.
She's the description of great Hannah.
10 out of 10. Allie is supposed to be a big, beautiful blonde bombshell. She's not. However, this actress acts the fuck out, and she did an amazing job.
I love her.
She did so good.
Allie.
She did so good. My last note is Phil Graham. Let me tell you why you need to cast unknown actors for shit. Because as soon as I saw the character of Phil Graham, I went, that kind of looks like Steve Howey. But I didn't know, because the last time I'd seen him was Shameless, and he was a jacked 275 piece of muscle on that show. And the man on Off Campus was like a string bean compared to that.
I know, so and that beard too.
I was like, that kind of looks like Steve Howey. But also I was like, there's no way. And so I looked it up, and it is Steve Howey. And if you knew him as Van from Reba, like we do, the original jock, may I say. And then also Shameless. And he plays like two very lovable characters. That was hard for me to hate Phil Graham.
Same.
Because when he was yelling at Garrett to be like,
I didn't believe it.
You should be grateful to have my last name on your back. I was like, get him, Steve Harvey. Eat him up. Like,
Howie, but yes.
Howie, sorry. I was like, yeah, Steve, like, I love you so much. You could do no wrong. When he was angry, I was like, how dare Garrett make Steve Howie angry? Like, I was like,
I don't believe this. And Van is not yelling at his child. Or Reba would come, like, where's Reba? Come in and just beat his ass. Like,
Reba,
what?
come get your man.
Yeah, like, I agree. It's hard when you've known a character
for years.
Or an actor as a character for years, and it's the complete 180 of them. And the biggest thing for me is the age. The age difference between Garrett Graham, or like who the actor is that plays
like
Garrett,
30,
and
yeah.
They're like 15 years apart. Like
Steve
they did
Howie
not cast
is not
an old
old
enough dad. He's not a dad of a college kid.
No,
yet.
Steve Howie's lovely. He could do no wrong. He did great. 10
but
out of 10.
It makes it not believable.
Sure, I stood 10 toes behind. I said, get your son, man. Get him. Eat him up.
When he was like,
hell yeah,
talking to Cindy, the like fiance, like, why don't you go upstairs and get a new sweater? I was like, shut the
Cindy.
fuck up. I don't believe this.
I was like, Cindy better get that sweater. Don't anger Steve. He was so lovable on Shameless, too, that it's hard for him to not be in a lovable... This is why
to be an abusive asshole.
Yeah, this is why you should typecast people.
I don't think he has the range to play the abusive dad. Sorry.
I think it's because we love him so much. I love Steve Howie. He's a great actor. Give him his cash. I don't care.
No. I want him replaced for season 2.
Okay, I want to start with Hannah and Garrett first, and then we can get to Dean and Allie. Oh, wait, no, I have one more character note. Who the fuck is Jules? And why is this person on my TV screen?
Okay, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on the character existing because...
Sure.
You wasn't need in the book, someone... Though. No. It wasn't in the book. However, because so much of it is internal dialogue or, like, thoughts, and, like, you need someone to pace the show out. People are really mad that there's a character... like that existing, like, to explain things, and they don't like it. But what I say to that is, in Heated Rivalry, they did that with podcasters. You just never saw the person. It was always just audio versions.
Man on the crease.
Correct. You need somebody to move the show along and tell you what's coming next, about the games and whatever. And so I think Jules did that very well to heighten that, like, they need to be in this fake relationship.
Okay, I agree. However, for the first episode and a half, I was like, there was a sister on the show, but it definitely wasn't Tucker or Logan's sister Jules. It was
Logan does
Dean's
not have a sister in the book.
Logan does not have a sister, thank you. No. Dean's sister Summer was the one that was around.
Sibling, because I don't want to misgender.
Sorry. Right. Logan doesn't have any fucking siblings. Let's start there.
Logan has a brother, I believe, in the book. But I don't think it's, like, very involved. That's what I've seen online. I haven't read John Logan's book, don't remember. But
oh, maybe he does have a brother.
Yeah.
An older brother.
Is the casting of it. They look nothing alike, and it's honestly their skin tone. They are so pasty white, and then John Logan is like this olive tone. That's what drove me nuts. Is like, if you're gonna add in this character, you need to cast it that they do look like siblings, or tell me that they're like step siblings or adopted or something. Like, they look nothing alike.
No, I'm so stressed because also this character of Jules was so unlikable.
I agree. That's where I totally understand people disliking the character and wondering, like, this person came out of nowhere, and so I do understand that. But, like, I back up. You need a Jules character in there somewhere.
I get it. But Jules was so unlikable. They were, like, first of all, always around.
Yes.
Always go find your own friends, you fucking freak. And 2, why were they so rude? They were mean.
And also, why would you be okay with someone's sibling on the team running the gossip page and not just, like, a like, oh, spotted, or like, here's like what happened at like, because I'm friends with them, like here's what happened this weekend. It's like the true gossip account. They literally say, don't tell Jules anything you don't want to get on the internet. They tell the entire world everything. That would piss me off.
But Jules is always around, talking shit, saying shit to these boys. Like,
well, I get that. I think they have such younger sibling energy with all the boys, which would make sense. Like, if you're always around the team,
but like
you're like, fuck
go
you.
find your own friend.
It's weird that they didn't have any friends. I feel like they always set up these like non-binary characters in the worst way that then people hate them because of like the structure in the script that they gave them.
Yeah.
But then I feel like people also hate them because they're non-binary, or like the gay characters always put in this really bad position. And it's so unfortunate because you didn't have to make the character so unlikable and make them LGBTQ+, because now you're like conflating the two, and it's gonna make people hate any non-binary character that comes up and write them off as like unneeded.
No, 100% agree. What they should have done is said, Jules is the school gossiper, but she's cool. So we like let her hang, but we don't tell her anything. And she's not a sibling, because if my sibling was spreading gossip about me and my friends, oh my God. So you just
and like Jules should have been around for the party and like the karaoke night, because like those are like big functions that like are socially would happen. But when Hannah comes over for the first time to tutor Garrett, it's like, why is Jules there?
Why is Jules here? You and John Logan are not that close.
No.
You know what I mean?
What you could have done is had Jules like walking by with their own friend outside and being like, who is that girl showing up to the hockey boys' house?
Or
if like they're the gossip account.
Give her a friend that's hooking up with one of the dudes. Tucker is unavailable until Sabrina comes in. Have Jules have a friend who's hooking up with Tucker.
Or
and then
even
Jules
John
is
Logan, because like John Logan is notoriously a whore too. Like he's like hooking up with all these people until his like person comes around.
Until
like,
he falls in love with Hannah.
There were no like puck bunnies hooking up with any of the boys except for Dean. It was like weird that they like the rest of the boys weren't hooking up with anybody.
Yeah, I will say this was written in like 2012, 2016. I don't even know. So I think they tried, because, okay, the books, the boys are a lot, I don't want to say less likable, but they're more douchey, fratty.
They're douchey hockey boys. They literally, they made this like,
they tried to make the show.
Kings.
They tried to make the show. These are the book boyfriends you've always wanted. The perfect
Which
ones.
I do understand.
All of them.
And
it's like,
we want the media to portray the world we want, not the world we're in. But I'm just telling you, there are no hockey boys I know who would ever talk about consent. Like, openly, like this.
No, and also just, like, let them hook up with more people. Like, I was so...
That is, like, Steven, the actor who plays Dean, like, kind of talks about it. Like, Dean's a fuckboy for sure, but he's upfront about it. And that's what you want. Like, it's okay to be a fuckboy. It's okay to sleep around. It's like, how you manage that and communicate about it. And that's what we should expect from people. Is, like, he's young, he's single, he's in college. Like, let him go off.
100%. Okay, so... Justin being in music was so funny to me. I get it. I don't want to hear the whole, but that's how they move the story. I get it. It was so funny that I had to sit here and be like, Justin the footballer, the American football player in the book,
this British guy
becomes a British musician with a lot of feelings. Because that's how Garrett and Justin know each other. They're like football hockey bros. And Garrett's like, yeah, I can get you in. Garrett in the show is like, I don't even know Justin. Yeah, you do.
I know.
Calm down. So that was funny. Okay, another thing that like threw me off, because I haven't read the book in a few years, but it did throw me off a little. Hannah's abuser playing hockey against Garrett.
Okay, that's not how it happens.
No, I know. I was like, we never met him. Or at least not on the ice.
No, the abuser is not actually in the book. It's the abuser's best friend who testified against her, went and watched his college team play against Garrett, and she saw him in the concourse, and Garrett was like, what's wrong? And she was like, nothing. And then she was like, that's Aaron's friend. They combined the names because it's like, I forget the abuser's friend's first name, but the last name was Delaney, and Aaron was the abuser. So then they combined the two names and like made this happen on the ice.
But did Garrett beat the shit out of Delaney in the book? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. but not on the ice. He didn't get
No,
suspended
it was
for 4
in the
games.
concourse. Like, they were like, the guy was like standing talking to friends, and Hannah couldn't, like, was like, oh my God, like, freaked out. And then Garrett was like, who is that? And she was like, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. And then they were like talking, and he was like, who is that? And she was like, it's, I'm going to come up with a name, Paul. And she had already told
Paul Delaney, if you will.
She'd already told Garrett about this guy and like all of Aaron's friends who testified against her. So he literally walked over to confront him, and then they started getting into an argument, and then he beat him up because the guy was like, go back to your whore.
Did Garrett get suspended 4 games?
1 game.
Okay, great. So very different. Okay, so yeah, in the show, I was like, I don't remember a face off at Center Ice. I'm also toxic though, and I was watching this and I was like, what if in a turn of events they kissed at Center? Like, that would be crazy,
because
right?
It's the rapist, wouldn't have happened, but I could see somebody else.
But
just
a
random person
like,
calling his girlfriend a whore.
If you're Hannah just watching, and this guy's like, go back to your lying whore, and Garrett just leans in and kisses him, that would throw everyone off. No one would know what to do. I think it could work. Anyway, I'm too gay in this month to be watching straight hockey. Anyway.
Good point.
Yeah, so that whole thing didn't happen. And then also, did Hannah break up with him because he beat the shit out of someone?
No.
Okay.
No, but that's kind of like what Garrett thought. In the book, the dad goes to Hannah and says, you have to break up with my son.
Yes.
You're ruining his life because he just got suspended because he got into a fight over you.
Yes.
I will pull all funding from him, and he won't be able to make tuition. He would have to work a job, and he would have to quit hockey to be able to support himself. And so she's like, oh my God, I don't want that. And so she breaks up with him. He like knows, he thinks it's because he beat up the guy.
Okay.
And then he realizes like, no, because Hannah comforted him that night whenever after he beat up the guy. So he's like confused. He's like, I know there's something else. But she tells him they're going too fast. She wants to date other people. And he's like, you literally love me, so there is no way you want that. And then all the rest of the semester, he's like, how many people have you dated? And she's like, none. And he's like, exactly. So what's going on?
Yeah, I knew in the book somehow the dad was like, you have to break up with Garrett. I knew that happened. But
and
then
they had to change that because of the NCAA, what's it called? Like, name him in NIL deals, is like, he could be able to support himself without his dad anyways in this like modern sports era.
No, and that's fine. But I just couldn't stop. Listen, it wasn't funny. But I was watching the scene where he's like Hannah's like, why did you beat him up, the guy up at Center Ice? And Garrett's like, I scare you. I'm just like my father. I'm breaking up with you. It's like better for you not to date me. And then like, I thought the most dangerous thing about Garrett was Hannah was very close to his car when he was driving away.
Same thing.
I out loud was like, is he gonna hit her?
I was like, they didn't have to do that. She could have been standing in the slot next to the car during that fight, and he could have driven off. Why did you have to stand close in front of the car?
I really thought he was going to be like, move, Hannah, or I'll run you down.
Yes.
Like, jeez.
I felt like that was very anti his character. He would not drive so close to her. If you're scared that you think she's
He'd go
scared
over
of
the
you,
curb. He'd go over that curb.
You wouldn't be that close to her when you're storming away.
He would give her the keys and he would walk home. Like, it just doesn't. But the other thing, I hate the storyline of like, nothing's really happened and there's a character that's like, you're better off without me. And it's like, but you didn't really do, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't have beat up the guy. That wasn't great. I'm happy Hannah didn't find that hot because that's also like a pet peeve of mine. But like, you're really coming to this conclusion kind of out of nowhere. Whereas like in my Rugby Boys of Tommen book, right? My dude, Joey, he was addicted to drugs. He was ditching the fuck out of Aoife. He was leaving her left, right, and center.
She shouldn't be a part of.
His dad almost raped her, and then he said, you're probably better off without me. That's like a yes. Garrett, I was like, you're probably better off backing the car away from Hannah because it seems a little close. You could still date her, though. No, literally one fight. And so that part, I was very, like, this is
because I would have believed it more if, okay, so he gets on the fight on the ice, whatever, and then he has the talk with his coach, he gets mad. If he, like, comes out and, like, punches a wall, and, like, she's standing there, and so he's, like, actively fighting near her, would make more sense for for him to be like, oh my God, I'm getting angry around you. Like, I'm scared that I can't control my anger around you would make more sense. Like, beating up somebody in a game.
And then walking
where you're
away.
Allowed to, doesn't make sense to me. You've done that multiple times.
And also, in their fight that they were having in the parking lot, they were like 6 feet away, COVID style, and he was barely yelling at her. No one was scared. She was just mad, which I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so great. My last thing is this hands-off ban. I know it happened in the book. I can't remember, but it definitely wasn't how it was in the TV show, right?
No. And I think them not having in the TV show, it just being like a rumor, made sense for the version that they made. Because, again, in the book, Hannah breaks up with him because of the dad. Garrett knows Hannah wants to be with him, but, like, can't figure out why she's lying to him. So then Hannah what?
Right?
Yes.
He does it.
Hannah,
okay.
Garrett goes to that, like, showcase. Hannah runs into him, and he's like, how many people have you dated? She's like, 0. And he's like, exactly. Like, I don't know why you're not telling me the truth, but, like, he's, like, telling her he knows that they should be together. He just can't figure out why. And, like, she won't be honest with him. And then she calls him on his birthday, and he's like, how many people have you dated? And she's like, Garrett, like, I'm having fun. It's great. And he's like, I hope every guy is treating you so nice, because he knows, like, nobody is dating her. But he's telling her he knows that she's not dating and she's lying. So when they go back to school, he knows she's going to double down on her lie and try to date someone. So he puts the hands off, like, rule on it, because he knows, like, she would be more upset if she dated someone to prove that she's moving on. Right. So he does it, like, to protect her. And so, like, she storms into the locker room.
But a douchey move. Do you see these hockey boys?
Yes.
I get it. The show's different. But like,
I want him to be a little douchey. He's not doing it to control her. He is doing it to, like, protect her because he knows she's lying to him.
But a bad thing to do.
In general, yes. Yeah. But I like it. I think he would do it. In that setting. Not in the setting in the show.
I think he would do. I remember the book. In the sense that he did it, and I remember it made me annoyed. Like, I was like, bro.
Well, I think that's the one way it can work, is where, like, he knows she's lying. He knows she's going to double down on, like, trying to fake date someone. And so he's, like, calling her bluff. And so she storms in. He's showering. She tells all the other guys to leave. And they, like, talk. And he's like, I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to try to, like, date someone when we came back, because, like, you're trying to put your lie in action. And she was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you won't tell me why you broke up with me, but I know you love me. And then they, like, kiss, and he's like, see, you love me. And he's like, what happened? And then that's what unravels it. So I feel like you need that type of pressure for them to, like, beef a little bit for her to unravel the truth.
I still don't love the hands-off ban. Like, that's just my preference. I think it's terrible.
But I think they could never do it in the way that they broke up. It is controlling if he puts a hands-off ban on her in the show world.
Yes. But also, I was like, you didn't even need it in the show.
No, I think they tried to always, like, weave in the things they changed to be like, hey, we acknowledge that this book exists, but, like, if you're gonna change it, just change it. I feel like this adaptation, it's a good show.
It's
loosely based on the books, and, like, just roll with this new world. And I get you have to change a lot because they need the other characters to be in it, so they're trying to put the timelines all together too. So, like, you got to change a lot, and that's okay. But, like, it should be. This isn't an adaptation in my mind. This is a show inspired by a book.
Yeah, because in the show, you really didn't need the hands-off. It did fucking nothing.
Nothing.
Mostly because in the book, Hannah breaks up with Garrett, but in the show, Garrett breaks up with Hannah. So then there's no need for a hands-off ban because, like, that's not going to bring Hannah back. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was all that part. I was like, you don't even need it. It did 0%. Anyway.
And then for him to be in that suit, and she goes, why are you in a suit? And then he never says why. I'm like, there was just, like, a lot of miscommunication is, like, the trope at the end there with, like, no real reason.
No.
I didn't love how they, like, structured some of it.
Well, per usual, Dean and Allie, that was my favorite book. It was still a pretty bad book. I just think this author writes terribly. But favorite couple in the show as well, a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I will say, I think Dean is the right amount of douche. Because he was douchey in the show, a 10 out of 10. my main gripe is I don't know where season 2 is going to go because we're about 50% done of their story already.
That's what I've heard.
Which I get. I think they're going to add a lot, which is great. And I think it's similar to that of like Heated Rivalry where you did the Scott and Kip and it was kind of like we had made it 75% of their book. Yeah. And then we got like that last moment. You probably could have done it with Dean and Allie too. Not that I want that, but we made it a long way through the book. Like when they were going to New York, I was like, we're almost done.
Interesting. Well, I think also I think the structure is going to end up being is that like you have then a main couple, but like they're going to soft launch John Logan's story because I've heard that takes 2 semesters.
Oh my God, the worst. Sorry.
They're going to like roll into that story halfway. Like I don't think they're going to do a 1 episode arc with John Logan and I don't know the girl's name, but
Grace.
I think it'll be more like slowly easing into theirs, but
maybe. I liked how the season got easier once we finally had Allie and Dean. Okay, let me tell you.
I loved how they did that.
They intertwined it great.
In New York, and then I loved that they did the quick flashbacks backing up everything we were about to see. I ate that shit up. I said, whoa, what?
100%. But that's what I mean is like we're almost done because they go to New York, if I remember correctly. They go to New York and that's kind of when they have feelings. And they do that thing where they're like, we have to hook up with other people because we're getting feelings. Allie doesn't hook up with Dean's nemesis though, but Dean does have
I heard that wasn't even his nemesis. The like hockey guy isn't the nemesis in his book.
No. There is someone he hates, but it wasn't that big a deal. Like, just someone he didn't want to play hockey with that, like, showed up one semester and he was like, ugh, that sucks. But, like, it wasn't his nemesis. His nemesis was Tucker's girl, let me tell you. But, like, Allie doesn't hook up with his nemesis. That is crazy. And she doesn't go on this big, like, oh, I need to, like, have a fling with someone. Also noted, Sean, this is a big... I don't know what's going to happen because a big point in the story of Dean and Allie is that Sean does find out that Allie and Dean are hooking up. And he doesn't say to her, you can't be alone. He calls her a big dumb whore, basically. And is like, you're going to get STDs from Dean. And Allie has a full-fledged meltdown. Like, she freaks out. To the point that Hannah and Garrett come home and Allie's freaking out. And they're like, what do we do? What do we do? And she goes, call Dean. And
I've heard that is coming.
Yes.
Like, I've seen that in comments of like, that's what we're going to get in season 2. I've also heard, spoiler, I mean, this is all over the internet. So like, if you haven't seen this is on you. But spoiler alert, that Bo dies. And like, that's a huge thing too.
Yes. Okay. So the first big thing is Sean calling Allie a big whore. Allie freaks out. Allie says, call Dean, and Garrett and Hannah are both like, Dean, and they're like, she's like, just call Dean. So Dean comes over and like calms Allie down. Garrett's pissed. Garrett hates that Dean is like hooking up with Allie because he's like, if you fuck this up, I have to take Hannah's side and then I have to hate you, basically. So Garrett's like pissed, but no one knows that Dean like actually really likes Allie. So he's like, don't fucking worry about it. And Garrett's like, no, I will fucking worry about it. You're a douchebag.
This will blow up my whole life.
Garrett is very like, I don't want to say mean, but he really thinks the worst of Dean, which like broke me. It broke me.
Okay, but also like if Dean's always been a fuckboy, like your worst fear is like he's gonna do that and fuck up your
to Hannah's
life.
Best friend. I get it, but he is like very mean. But which I'm sure he won't be in the show. But then Allie and Dean are kind of like out now, and then they start dating, right? They're kind of a couple. Then, yes, Bo dies. That's like another big thing. And Bo and Dean are best friends. And so this like really hurts Dean, and he cannot compute how to like process this. He starts like drinking a lot, doing a lot of drugs, like he is off the rails. And Allie is everyone is really trying to like bring him back up, but he is sinking fast. He does not want to be caught. And then Allie has like this big show or something where it's like really important to her, and she basically says to Dean, she's like, this is what I've been working for, like please come. And he's like, I promise I'll be there. I know I've been shit, but I will go. And then he doesn't go because he's like so he's so high and depressed and like it's just bad. So Allie is like really heartbroken because she's like, this was the one thing, like, I cannot keep begging you to get better. Like, I cannot keep sitting here and watching you destroy your life. So then, if I remember correctly, obviously they break up, but I think Allie goes back to New York. And that, like, once the semester's over, or a year, I don't know. And then Dean, like, goes to win her back there.
Okay.
And then is like, we can both move to New York after college. That's, like, their plan. But, yeah, those are the two things. So, the fact that we've already had Sean be, like, something that's totally not what he
something
said.
else has to happen to get that call Dean scene. So, like, they're gonna do it just in a different way, because that's clearly a huge moment.
I'm just telling you, I was thrown off. Like, I
get that. But those are two big moments we still have we have to have.
The call Dean and then the bow dies.
Added in this whole, Allie slept with Hunter Davenport.
Who? Yeah, I don't know who this man is. But yeah, I'm going to be crushed when Bo dies. It was very sad.
I'm not ready for that.
Dies. Car crash?
Also,
something crazy.
Hannah and Garrett's book, at the very end, they go on in that next semester that we're about to see to win the Frozen Four, and I don't know if they're going to make that happen, because part of the show, Garrett's suspension, is they lost all of their wins for the season thus far, because they ruled him ineligible, which would make him ineligible for the entire season. So, like, they're playing around with that. But they have to win every game, they said, from now on in order to go to the Frozen Four. But I'm like, that's, like, fucking impossible.
Oh, can I tell you my other gripe? As you were saying the Final Four. Okay. John Logan ends up, he doesn't, okay, I don't even know where to go. Where is this pressure of him being like, we need to be a professional hockey player? He is poor. I give him that. And he doesn't want to. That was all in the book. That's fine. However, in the book, he, like, doesn't want to be a professional hockey player, and he wants to work as a mechanic at the garage.
Interesting.
And his girl is like, I'll love you even if you're just a mechanic. Like, that was a thing.
It's interesting because his sibling Jules is, like, applying that pressure. Like, if you don't make it, you're going to be stuck at the shop with mom when she gets out of rehab. And I'm like, why is mom working as the mechanic? What?
Has mom always been in rehab? I don't remember that. He's poor. That's a thing, is he's poor. He needs to, like, win so he can keep scholarships. Like, yes. He does kind of, in a way, resent Garrett, because Garrett does have all this money. Like, that part 100% checks out.
But it's not because he wants to go pro. It's because he needs the right now scholarship.
Yeah, he wants to become a mechanic. I'm 90% sure. I could have forgotten, because I hate that book. Let me tell you, after season 2, there's a chance I don't watch the show again.
I find it weird that these guys are, at a D1 hockey program, whatever, and I'm like, all of them are, like, gonna go pro. Like, even at a D1 school, not all of them are going pro. And I find it so interesting that if, let's say, these 4 are the best players on the team. I mean, they're on the starting line together, whatever.
Fine.
It just is unbelievable that they are getting in such serious relationships in college that will last forever. And they're all gonna marry these people, because obviously that's how the book world ends. I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's not what would happen.
Literally. And also shout out the D1 hockey coach, who in one of their, the period breaks, he was like, we got to get the puck to the net. And I was like, wow, who hired that guy?
And they would never have access to this arena.
No.
The arena, specifically, all the time.
All the time.
Not even
and the arena
is
facility. Small. The arena is small. That's why it's a practice
it's a college.
Facility. No, that is a D1 hockey school where everyone goes pro, and Phil Graham's son.
A lot of them are really small, because a lot of them are in really, like, small towns and stuff. This is big, actually.
That looked like my school, and mine was like a D3.
I'm just telling you, a lot of, like, the top schools do not have that big of arenas. Yeah. Or they, like, rent them from other places, as they should. But they would not be practicing at this facility. Ice time is so expensive. You do not just get to go on the ice whenever you want.
They just have keys.
Like, there is a reason that the, like, adult beer leagues are at 11 p.m. on a Sunday.
No, that was ridiculous. Shout out the coach. Shout out the ice team.
Or that Garrett can just walk off in the middle of the game to go to the green room where Hannah's singing. Where did your skates go? Because there is not padding on that ground. Also, if my team captain just left in the middle of one of our breaks. Also, can I tell you, this is like, I am in no means, way, shape, or form a professional sports player, okay? I didn't even play in college. No way.
But I played growing up. And I can tell you, at no point in time was I, like, ever playing the game being like, oh, but what about my girl? What about the person I'm dating? I wasn't that... It's hard to believe that Garrett Graham, who is so good at hockey, becomes that bad because Hannah's not in the stands. Like, just, call her in your break, but also you don't leave the locker room. Ever, I know. Really. I know. It just seemed crazy that, like, this girl, when she's not in the same room with him, ruins his whole hockey career. Or, like, his dad is watching and he's always nervous. But when these two people get their shit worked out for Garrett, he is a perfectly awesome hockey player. That's not how the pros work. Your dad always stressed you out. Your dad's always there. Like, he always talks about that in the book. It's like, it's so annoying that his dad's, like, always there and gonna give him a nod. He's more concerned about the nod or the talking to after the game rather than his dad watching the game. But, like, yeah, that's it. Is like, if you grew up and your dad was always watching the game, you know how to perform when your dad's there. And, like, sorry that Hannah went missing for that one game, but, like, that shouldn't dictate how well you play. If you are that didn't happen good, in the book. Because in the book, she wasn't coming anyways. Like, she was coming in the third period because she was busy. Like, no, I know. And I hate when it's like, you could even do it. I don't know if it ever happened in One Tree Hill, but like, okay, Haley's not there and Nathan all of a sudden cannot play basketball. Okay, the only time that happened was at the state championship, but he passed it off as Haley not being there is why he was playing bad, but he was throwing the game because he was point shaving. Yes. No, yes. And she was pregnant, so, like, actually, I kind of do get that. Like, no. But, like, also, he was, even if she wasn't there, he can still score. He can still play. Just because someone, okay, you're a little distracted, but you're not on the court being like, oh no, my girl. You kind of zone into the thing you're doing. Yeah. And all of a sudden you can't dribble a ball or you can't, like, shoot a puck because, like, someone's missing. If you especially for someone who was in the crowd, like, Haley was a cheerleader, you would know if she was, like, right there or not. Hannah, you're right in your small arena, you can't is literally would be sitting in a seat and you don't know where. Yeah, it's so strange. It was so... I was like, if he's really that big a star, there could be a meteor coming down and he could still perform. You're going to tell me. And then he's like, she shows up. Sorry, it's such a good show to make fun of. She shows up and he's like, okay, thank God you're here. I was worried, whatever. And she's like, all right, what do you need, Graham? What's going on? I was like, don't call him that. And also, how did you know to go to the green room and find him? Like, come on. No, if it's in the middle of the game, I'm assuming he would be I'm not going to see him. Yeah. I'm assuming he'll just see me when I'm in the stands. And also, why are you watching the whole hockey game from that little tunnel where the players come in and out? You would never be allowed there. You would never be allowed there. Because it would be more believable if when they were coming out of the, like, locker room, she, like, somehow was able to catch them. Because also she worked at the hockey arena for one episode and we never saw her working there again. So somehow she does have access to these areas. If she, like, caught him and was like, hey, I'm here. You clearly were worried. Are you going to be okay? Like, I love you, whatever. And then, like, sent him out. But it... Similar to that game with Nathan and Haley. She saw him and she was like, hey, I'm good. Pregnant. And then it's still. Like Delaney could have seen them as he was walking out. Like it, but they needed Delaney, I guess, to see her and Garrett kissing in the tunnel so then he could, like, call Hannah a whore. No, crazy. Listen, the logistics, not the best. No. But the actual show, quite fun. Allie and Dean really made it. I know. They stole the show. Their chemistry is incredible. I believe them wholeheartedly. I love them. Love, like, and I loved them, like, in the books. To, like, touch some grass, like, it's not okay to ship
actors who are playing parts, and I'm like, because they are so amazing, I like forget that they shouldn't be together, and then I'm like, Steven is engaged and has a wonderful fiance and deserves that and everything.
100%.
Like, holy shit,
Mika just broke up. Yeah, Mika just broke up with her terrible fiance, which we're
as she should. Oh, also, applauding. I've heard rumors that Heated Rivalry and Off Campus season 2s will come out basically at the same time, and I'm like, I need you to separate them out a little bit so I don't have to crash the boards on all this hockey shit and then have nothing for another year.
Heated Rivalry, or not Heated Rivalry, Off Campus might have to wait 6 months then while I'm going back to the cottage and I'm fucking staying there for a while.
But Off Campus is already filming season 2. Heated Rivalry isn't filming until I think July.
And Off Campus better release earlier, because if it comes down to the two, I am prioritizing Heated Rivalry, and I need enough time to process that. And once I get sad that it's no longer around, which took this last time about 3 months, then I will go to Off Campus. So Off Campus will take a backseat. I'm not afraid to say it.
Off Campus is my B show. It's my secondary show. It is to help me in the time through that I don't have Heated Rivalry. But I agree. Mine's worse. I feel like I was in Heated Rivalry psychosis for 6 months.
Still kind of there, to be honest.
I don't have HBO, and I watch edits all the time, and my friend does. And so every time I can watch an episode with her, anytime I know somebody has HBO, I'm like, put it on.
I like need it. I need them biblically, but like,
it's like, I'm 6 months sober. I must confess. I don't know what the Taylor Swift song is, but I'm not clean.
Listen to this, Amazon. You better either release that first or last, because if it comes out at the same time as Heated Rivalry, I cannot watch for a while.
Your views will drop. You will not have an all-star premiere for me.
You will not have me. I will have to focus on my one gay hockey. I'm putting the gays before the straights. Know
100%.
That. Know that. No,
it doesn't matter what month it is. They are my top priority.
Listen, I have a plane crash to watch, okay? I don't have time for you. And also, Heated Rivalry, I know what I'm going to get, okay? Because they are almost identical to the book. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I cannot take.
That's gonna be.
I need the surprise to come fucking later, because you already are out of order with Dean and Allie, and I don't know which way is up.
Yep,
I'm done. No, I'll be really pissed. Amazon will not get my views. No, I will be busy watching Heated Rivalry for
couldn't agree more.
Years to come.
My dream life, and I know this is not gonna happen, is Heated Rivalry comes out December, January again. I loved it coming out in the winter, and then again. April, May, like Off Campus, you can have it. Yeah. But I can't have you also coming out during Love Island World, because like I have hours of TV to watch. So like you guys gotta balance my schedule.
I am booked and busy. I'm not even caught up on Love Island. I have one whole episode waiting for me right now as we speak.
No, honestly, to my friends who don't watch Love Island, see you in 6 weeks, because I only have time to watch an episode or talk about the episode with people who actually know what's going on, because it moves so quickly. And like, you can see me and hang out with me when we are watching Love Island.
Yeah, Love Island. It's WNBA season. I am so behind on everything because I have to prioritize Love Island, because that's just it. And then we still have Summer House going on, and now we have In the City. I know. I am tired, okay?
I'm exhausted.
So Heated Rivalry and Off Campus need to give me a second. I cannot handle.
But just take that into consideration next year, because this will happen again next year.
Rachel Reed needs to release the book first.
That I do actually need, like November or December. And I need that before the end of the year.
Something tragic better happen, because I love a travesty.
She said she doesn't want to. I think the issues will be them in like domestic, like living together, like navigating that rather than these like big insane things. But she said like people are gonna hate them, so I also think there's gonna be a lot of like hate comments. Shane's gonna probably be sad. Like I think it's like real life issues rather than a plane crash.
I know. I just need them to beef a little with each other, not necessarily beef, but I liked when Ilya was like, you don't get it because you want to go to Boxing Day. And that whole, I really like that.
I want those, like, miscommunications where, like, Ilya doesn't know how to share his feelings and...
Listen, and there doesn't need to be a plane crash. But, like, if we could make Ilya a little depressed for a little bit, and then Shane, like, doesn't know what to do, and then they, like, kind of beef, and then they, like, not separate, but, like, take a beat, and then they have to come back together because they're teammates. I just need a little bit of, like, I need Ilya being like, I need space from you, and Shane being like, why? You know, like, that kind of shit, where it's like, I don't get it. I need that. Like, I need the miscommunication.
Maybe they're at the cottage over the summer and Ilya's like, I'm leaving. I'm going back to Ottawa. Like, I need space. Because, like, that's because they live together now.
I mean, the only thing I see, and this is us writing the book, Rachel Reed, just know, is, like, they're always going to be together, right? There's no space. They play together. They live together. Problem. And I think Ilya's going to be like, I'm going to go hang out with other people. And Shane's like, why would you do that? Why would you leave me?
I think it's going to be the opposite. I think Ilya's going to want Shane with him all the time. And Shane's going to be like, I don't want to go hang out with those people. He's a homebody. Ilya loves to be with people. Shane loves to not be with people except for Ilya. So, like, I think it's going to be like Shane wants to be at home. Like, Shane will not. It'll be the Boxing Day issue, but they're out.
Yeah, that's what I had, right?
Yeah, but I think you think Ilya's going to be... I think Ilya's going to be the sad one, not Shane.
No, I think Shane will kind of be sad, but I think, like, then those fights will depress Ilya a little bit. Or, like, as Shane, not traps Ilya, but as they just hang out the two of them, I think that will also push into Ilya's depression, because a big thing in book 2 was that he didn't have an identity outside of, like, Shane. Like, he didn't have other friends, and he finally got that, but now Shane is also in his friends.
Yeah. We'll see. But I need that book. I need that book. Then give me Heated Rivalry Season 2. Then give me Off Campus Season 2 before June.
Yep. Anyway, lovely podcast. I'm listening to nothing except the sound of my TV that's always playing something.
I love it. That's all we need.
Great. Okay, well, do all the things I said at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.